One of the issues we care deeply about at the Bush Institute is reading and whether or not kids around this country are receiving research-based reading instruction, something that might be called the science of reading. Right now we know that unfortunately a majority of kids in this country aren't considered on grade level in reading, something we really need to address. A recent report from the National Council on Teacher Quality gives some great suggestions for state leaders thinking about that. There's 5 key recommendations. The first is to set detailed, specific standards for how reading should be taught in teacher prep programs, the first place teachers will encounter this. The second piece of that is then to have a robust review process to ensure that those programs are actually teaching according to those standards. The third thing then is to set a comprehensive, research-aligned licensure test. So when aspiring teachers graduate their program, they take a test to be licensed. That test should reflect what they've been learning in their programs. The fourth piece of that then is to require that districts adopt high-quality instructional materials. So when those teachers go into their classrooms, they're actually getting to work with materials that align with what they've been taught in the research. And the fifth piece of that is then to provide ongoing, strong professional learning opportunities for teachers and principals in the science of reading to continue to deepen their practice over time. Too often we see that states might pick 1, 2, or 3 of those items to implement in their policies, but not do a comprehensive approach as they outline in all 5 of those. In fact, my colleague Bill McKenzie and I recently wrote a series about this, reflecting the history of reading policy here in Texas, and which unfortunately has been a piecemeal approach, and we highlight the gaps that can happen when that occurs. So if you're a state leader thinking about reading policy, we'd encourage you to check out the NCTQ report. It's a good one. Check out our reading series for a little context on Texas as well. If you're a parent and you're trying to learn more about this, those are both still great resources. And in fact, the report may give you some insight about your own state and some questions you may want to ask back in your school or district.